Hey everybody, Starfish Sicko aka Daniel here with a little impromptu video. Now, while I was running some errands today, I noticed there was a new teaser for the new Superman movie. And I missed doing anything for the last one, and I'm not going to let that happen again. In fact, I'm going to try to do everything for any little piece of Superman media that I see come out. Now, this isn't a reaction, a review, or a breakdown of the trailer per se. I've already watched the trailer and I encourage you to do the same without me influencing your opinion. I just thought it might be fun to look at it bit by bit, give my thoughts on it, see what's good, see what's not so good, and maybe have a discussion about it. And with that, let's just dig into this thing. Just one more thing, I am cutting out the audio of this trailer, mostly to just try to avoid any sort of copyright strikes. So like I said, I hope you've already watched it. Just like the original trailer, we start off with this fetal position pose. Now I know we've all seen the memes comparing this to the whole Yamcha death pose, and that's perfectly reasonable. In fact, I think that's sort of funny. And at first I really didn't know how to feel about this. After all, usually when Superman media is, being promoted, I'm used to them portraying the character as larger than life, all-powerful, that sort of thing. In fact, in the previous DC movie universe, we had Zack Snyder portraying Superman as almost an Olympian god and awe-inspiring, at least, in the promotional materials. But after sitting on it for a minute, I sort of understand why they opened it this way. It really does help set it apart from other Superman live-action media in recent years, especially stuff like Man of Steel or Superman and Lois. And every once in a while, it is okay to remind us Superman fans that he can be in a vulnerable position. Next we have the Superman whistle, and if you watch the original trailer you know that Krypto shows up here, and at the end of this teaser we get to see him again. And honestly that was pretty exciting for me because I don't care what anybody says, this dog is freaking adorable. I mean, look at his face, I love him. It really is great getting to see some of the sillier stuff in comics brought to the big screen. We get a bunch of what I would consider, the standard teaser fare. Brought to you by James Gunn, coming this summer. And I really do think that James Gunn was a good choice to direct Superman. Though if you want my personal opinion, I thought the first trailer looked a little busy, there's just a lot of characters. And while I do think James Gunn is typically, good at juggling a bunch of characters, sometimes it does make me a little nervous. But they include shots that I believe are important to the essence of a Superman story. You have him saving a civilian, shielding them with his body, which is something that he always does. Fighting giant unexplained monsters. In fact, I hope the movie doesn't explain this monster at all. I think that would be amazing. They just live in a fantastical comic book world where monsters just show up from space and shit and attack Metropolis, and then Superman's job to deal with them. You have shots of Superman shattering glass, probably escaping somewhere in the, mid to late movie. You have shots of Lex Luthor, and I don't know who the guy with Lex Luthor is. I haven't been following the movie news too close. So I am interested to find that out. I really do find that entering a movie blind in this day and age is really sort of hard, especially if it's from a big ongoing franchise or involves a character you really love. Inevitably somebody posts something about it and you find out. But for a teaser, it made me go, I wonder what's going on here. Series of shots I do really find to be gorgeous. First we get the raising of the Superman standard, which really sort of reminds me of when people were painting the Superman symbol on houses during disasters in Batman v Superman. And in the comics it's not unheard of for people to really just cry out for Superman and for him to show up. Then we get the robot, and I don't know if it's supposed to be Killex, which is sort of like Superman's robot butler, or maybe it's supposed to be just one of his generic Superman bots. But if you're wondering why he's raving over this thing so seriously, Superman even values the lives of machines that guard his Fortress of Solitude. He's just the sort of character everything matters to him. Then there's another shot of him fighting Black Suit Guy. I'm just going to keep calling him Black Suit Guy for now. I'll probably be more than a little excited when I finally figure out who this character is. In fact, someone's probably just going to tell me in the comments. That's of course followed by the goodest boy ever, and I really do just love the way that Krypto trots away with Superman. Say whatever you want about me, I find that cute. Then you get a bunch of crystals or ice exploding, and it really reminds me of the formation of the Fortress of Solitude, both in the comics and in the original Donner movies, and I'm pretty sure that's intentional. And they seal that deal with a Superman and Lois kiss. You always love to see it. Sadly, I really don't think the teaser ends on the strongest note. Shot from behind and into the flip is really cool. I just think that they really hold on Superman's face in a close-up way too long. And in movies, even a couple seconds can be too long for certain shots. In fact, I'm already seeing this memed on all over Twitter. And as much as I've loved the trailer otherwise, I sort of have to agree it's giving off real Black Adam giant head, small arms vibes. But at the end of the day, that's really just me being nitpicky over one single shot. At the end of the day, we all have to remember this is really just a 30-second teaser for a movie that comes out in July. And even my favorite movies of all time have some bad shots in them. Who knows, maybe the movie will be bad, maybe it'll be the best Superman movie ever. At the end of the day, I'll be in the theater and I'm sure you'll all hear my opinion when that happens. Until next time, that's been Starfish Sicko, aka Daniel, with truth, justice, and all of that nonsense. I'll catch you next time.